My name is Ed Vallejo, and I'm organizer of Ron Paul and his Campaign for Liberty Equals Revolution Phoenix Meetup Group. I thank you all so much for coming here and looking at this enigmatic building with no sign on it anywhere, no entrance, and it's a Federal Reserve building, Federal Reserve facility, a cash processing facility here in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm glad you all came out. Our first speaker today is going to speak on behalf of the John Birch Society, Mr. Tony McElprane.
Greetings, my friends and fellow patriots. I'm proud to be here with you today, and I want to thank Mr. Vallejo for organizing this effort. I'm here by assignment on Brian Turner, who is the field coordinator of the John Birch Society. Can you hear me okay?
Okay. I don't see a volume on it.
You hear me now?
A little better.
A little better? I'll speak louder. Good morning. My name is Tony McElprane. I'm here on assignment by Brian Turner, who is the field coordinator of the John Birch Society. Unfortunately, he was unable to join us here today, but I'm proud to be here with you today, my fellow patriots. Before offering comments, I wish to thank Ed Vallejo for coordinating this effort and extending an invitation to join you here today. In what is today an End the Federal Reserve Day. I cannot think of a more honorable cause that we could be about here today. And just as important to thank Congressman Paul for coordinating this effort on a nationwide basis. I'm honored to spend a few minutes with you this morning, my friends. Mentioning Dr. Paul takes me back in time to February 2007 when I was approached by Lou Moore, the national campaign chairman for the Ron Paul 2008 campaign. Lou asked if I, then the president of the Arizona Republican Assembly, would support Congressman Paul in visiting Arizona. I did then, and we of course brought him here in March, and then we brought him here again in June, and he was our keynote speaker at our annual convention. I consider it a personal blessing and an honor to have spent time with Congressman Paul. I consider him to be the sole voice in the wilderness, crying out and calling all Americans to hearken to principles that have made this nation a bastion of liberty, a land of the free, and to embrace those principles once again. They are the solution, I'm convinced, to all issues before us, whether they be our involvement in wars around the globe, ever-increasing governmental intrusion into all aspects of our lives, irresponsible monetary and fiscal policy, and the various forms of social engineering that seem to have no end. Dr. Paul truly is the light on the hill for us to follow, but to his credit, and as I have heard him say repeatedly, both in person as well as on the television, it's not about me, he states, it's about the message of liberty. And that's why we're here today, my friends. I don't have to educate you regarding a so-called Federal Reserve, which is neither federal nor does it carry reserves. Nor do I have to detail the fraud it has perpetuated upon the American people for many decades now. Suffice it to say that the Fed is characterized in the words of Frederic Bastiat, a French economist and statesman who coined the phrase legal plunder. In fact, the Fed is an institution of legal plunder. Suffice it to say that President Wilson, who so vigorously supported the 1913 implementation of the Federal Reserve and income tax, later stated with much regret that he unknowingly placed an unjust and unrighteous burden upon the shoulders of the American people. Brian Turner asked that I do a couple of things while I'm here today, to point out several points here, and then I'm going to close. First, the John Birch Society has been one of only a few organizations that have exposed the Federal Reserve for what it truly is. From its inception in 1958, the John Birch Society has stood for and educated its membership and the public on the importance of sound monetary policy and systems. They have in fact subjected the Fed to the light of day, exposing and identifying it for the fraud that it is. Secondly, many of you have read or are familiar with the book which goes into great detail in exposing the Fed. It is entitled The Creature from Jekyll Island. They have in fact subjected the Fed to the light of day, exposing and identifying it for the fraud that it is. Today, the John Birch Society provides the organization, the leadership, and exceptional tools in the form of literature, audio, and video, which help to educate and inform the public on critical issues before us. I encourage you to join this organization and stand tall for liberty. Please see Jim Pinkerman to my right for more information on how you can participate in this effort by joining other patriots that, like our founding fathers, have pledged their means, their reputations, and their sacred honor to support liberty. I conclude in asking you as well that if there are any of you here that are from East Mesa, Republican District 19, I ask you to meet up with me here as we're looking for a handful of good, constitutional, principled people that we could utilize in filling PC positions. We need to take our party back, and you can be a part of that. Finally, let me say that I ask you to remember the words of a very wise man, words that were uttered some 2,000 years ago, and I paraphrase, "Know the truth, and it shall set you free." And I ask you today to stand for truth, and may God bless you in your efforts to promote liberty. Thank you.
Okay. Next, we're going to hear from Mr. Jim Pinkerman, the John Birch Society.
And the Fed!
We have an excellent...
Can you
hear me now? We have an excellent DVD here, which was just hot off the press, called Dollars and Cents. Some of you have already received a little card, and the cards are being passed around now. Pass it on through, where you can claim a free copy of this. This is a product of the John Birch Society. It's extremely well documented. It goes all the way from what is money to the subject of inflation and what is inflation and what isn't. And then it touches on the Federal Reserve System and how our money is being abused away from constitutional money, which is gold and silver. It's excellently documented, and get your card here so that you can claim, by calling our local leader, can claim your copy of Dollars and Cents DVD.
Thank you, Jim. Okay, next, I'd like to have Mike Duggar come up. Mike Duggar is actually the spokesperson for this event for Restore the Republic.
You want to circulate this to your family and friends? It's incredibly educational.
I just wanted to get up and thank everybody that came out today. I just want to thank everybody who came out today. I want to encourage everybody to, one of the things that interests me about this particular End the Fed movement that's sprung up in the last few weeks, mostly in the wake of the bailout, is that it's a little broad-based. There are Ron Paul people, some 9/11 Truth people, and I don't know what other groups. I'd like to see us work to try and communicate what we're trying to achieve with other groups, anti-war groups, what have you, so that we can grow this movement and hopefully succeed in ending the Fed. It can't succeed as just a Ron Paul thing or just a 9/11 Truth thing or just an anti-war thing. It speaks to all of these groups, and we all need to come together for one common cause and work together to do this. And I'm really heartened to see the turnout tonight and the fact that we've got a good start on that. Hopefully we'll have actions in the future where we have a little more time to get the word out and get it out to the people we need to get it out to. And I can see hundreds or thousands of us out here doing this nationwide. Like I say, we do this in 39 cities with this sort of a group, and sooner or later they've got to stand up and pay attention, and people are going to start questioning, and hopefully they'll go to the endofthefed.us website and learn what they weren't taught in school, what they need to know about their financial system and the alternatives, and how we can come out of the mess that we're in today and do something better and restore the freedom that we obviously have lost over the last few decades. So once again, I just want to say a few remarks and thank everybody for being here this morning, and you know, keep up with what End the Fed is up to, and join us in actions in the future. Thank you very much.